Hey everyone, so here we have a very short demo of Prompt Builder. Let's take a quick look. So you click on this button and here you have this draft with Einstein. Now the use case is that as a sales rep, I'm going to send an email to Rachel Morris to let her know that there are a couple of contracts which are going to expire and we should be looking into them as soon as possible to avoid any interruption in the services. Typically, you would have to run reports, look at the related list, copy and paste all the information in this email manually, and then basically make sure that the email is correct, factual, and the voice and tone of this email is matching your company standard. So it's a kind of job that needs to be done. So we are automating this whole process using Prompt Builder. So we have this button called Draft with Einstein. So when you click on this, you see all the standard templates, standard prompt templates, and you see the custom prompt templates. These custom prompt templates is what we have built for the sake of this demo. So I'm going to click on this, and when I do that, I basically get an email which is grounded with Salesforce data, ready to send in just one click. Here you see the email says, we would like to remind you that the contracts are going to expire in 90 days. These are the contract information. Let's talk about them. The email also encourages Rachel to attend our event, which is going to happen on 20th of April. Now, how did this happen? We have automated a multi-step process in just 3 clicks. So before we talk about the Prompt Builder, let's take a look at how to activate Prompt Builder. The first thing that we need to do is make sure we have turned on the Einstein Gen AI in setup. Obviously, you might not see this option if you don't have the licenses, so please talk to your account executive in order to get the licenses. But when you have that, you have the option to turn it on. Second, you can also take a look at the trust layer settings. So here, you click on this option, and this is where you enable data masking. Data masking is natively part of the trust layer, but you do have to activate it in order to use it. You also click on the configure data masking, which basically tells you what fields are we masking as a part of this whole process. And of course, the masking happens in the trust layer. And we are using machine learning language to find out information related to credit card, name, social security number, etc. We have enabled all of them because it makes sense. And then the third option is here is the Einstein feedback. So basically all the audit trail information when you interact with Prompt Builder and large language model is stored in your instance in Data Cloud. So we have not enabled the option, but you should definitely enable this option, because then all the audit trail data goes to Data Cloud and you can run reports and dashboard over Data Cloud objects to basically visualize how people are interacting with these prompts. And let's say if there is a prompt that gets, like, let's say negative feedback, let's say 50 negative feedback for a given prompt, then you can trigger an event or a Data Cloud action to run a flow in Salesforce that can create a custom object record or create a new case. Everything is possible depending on the use cases, but that gives you much more liberty and also the power to monitor how people are interacting with these prompts. You also need to enable the sales email option here, which is part of Einstein for Sales permission here. Once you do that, you also have to assign a couple of permission sets to your user profile in order to use the Prompt Builder setup. The setup itself is quite easy. So you go to Prompt Builder in setup, and then you click on new prompt template. You click on this, you see the prompt template type. We have field generation, flex, record summary, and sales email. So you choose one of them, provide the API names, choose the object, and click on save. Once you do that, you would see a workspace like this, and this is where you provide the actual prompt information or template. So here you provide the context first. So you're an account executive, your name is this, and this is basically a merge field which is coming from input sender attribute in the resource, which is basically the person who is sending the email. The context is recipient, which is basically the contact. So you can also specify that from the resource picker here. And you're following up with the contract to remind them about the status of the running contracts. And then provide a few more instructions like create a subject line, start properly with greeting the contact, use a clear language, straightforward language, You also embed a flow here, and this flow gets executed when we run the prompt, and the flow returns a list of running contracts which are going to expire in 90 days. And here, yeah, and that's why that's how you close the prompt. And on the left hand side you see the prompt resolution. On the right hand side you see the prompt response from the large language model. So basically you can use a contact to test it out. So you click on preview after choosing the contact. On the left hand side you see the prompt got resolved. So all the merge field on the top, they get replaced by actual characters, actual text. You also can see the prompt, the flow returns the contract information. This is the prompt that goes to the large language model. The large language model accepts it through the trust layer, processes it, and returns a response based on what was asked for. So here we have all the contract information. The email is ready, and that's exactly what you saw in the demo. Quickly looking at the flow, this is a new kind of flow. So when you click on new flow, you actually have an option to create a template triggered flow, which is I think what you get when you have the licenses. And here basically it's the same old flow, so nothing too special here. It's just that there's a new trigger type which is called template triggered flow, and here if you click on edit, you have 4 different kinds of capability: sales email, record summary, field generation, and Salesforce scheduler. In this case we have chosen sales email, we have chosen recipient as the object, and we are just getting the contact record, then finding out the contracts using the contact ID, and then running over the contract, looping over it, creating a prompt instruction. This is also a new capability, new element, and once the flow runs, it returns the list of contract in prompt template as instructions, and which is basically added as a part of the prompt, as you saw here in the prompt resolution part. And basically that's it. So basically when you run this prompt, going back to my demo again, if I remove this, if I click on this again, basically it executes the prompt template, the prompt gets resolved, the flow is called, and then the email is ready. I hope this was clear very quickly. Thank you very much for this. If you have question, please reach out to me on LinkedIn. Thank you.